Well, meantime, a new fight over Trump's illegal immigration crackdown. Maryland Democrats say DHS blocked them from entering a Baltimore ICE facility. DHS responded to the claims, slamming the move as a photo op. Let's bring in Fox News contributor Mark Thiessen, a former speechwriter for President George W. Bush. Mark, great to see you. I mean, you look at the polls of the Democrats, they're underwater on immigration. I mean, they're underwater pretty much on anything. But it's amazing because you look at things like this at the ICE center, and they're kind of doubling down. They believe it's a path to redemption. In fact, Senator Chris Murphy from Connecticut said the following.
Democratic Party brand is suffering. It's minus 30, more unpopular than Republicans. What do you make of that, and how much of a challenge does that present for 26?
Listen, I think it's understandable that there are a lot of Democrats out there who want us to be fighting harder. I mean, Trump is lighting our democracy on fire, and so it's frankly a good sign.
Yeah, it's a good sign. They need to fight harder, Mark. What do you think?
Yeah, double down on what lost you the last election. I mean, look, the Democrats are at the lowest approval since 1990, 35 years ago. That's how bad their situation is. And you look at the polls, and they're constantly on the wrong side of 90-10, 80-20 issues. So New York Times poll shows that almost 9 in 10 Americans want to deport every illegal alien with a criminal record. Most of the people in those ICE facilities are people with criminal records. And they are going and standing with the people in the ICE facilities who are getting deported. That makes absolutely no political sense whatsoever. This is the big problem with the Democratic Party is that they have doubled down on leftist wokeism, and they're never going to have a political comeback if they don't turn course.
Yeah, and it's really kind of to your point, Mark. All DHS Secretary Kristi Noem had to do was go out and list the crimes that these people in that ICE detention center had committed, and there was really no response from the Democrats. They go back to the talking points, but they did not have a cogent response.
No, that's exactly right. And look, they were in charge for the last 4 years when this crisis happened. They opened our borders and unleashed the worst border crisis in American history. And now they are positioning themselves, which helped get Donald Trump elected. He rode that back into the White House. And so now they are trying to obstruct him as he cleans up the mess they created. How is that a path out of the political wilderness? I mean, putting aside what you think of the issue, how is that smart politics?
Yeah. Speaking of political wilderness, it kind of brings us to our next subject, which is the Midwest Mamdani. We're talking about Omar Fateh, who's running for mayor now. He's a state lawmaker. He's running for mayor of Minneapolis. He just nabbed the endorsement of the Democratic farmer labor thing, and he said the following here, Mark. Watch.
Zoran's win was not only making huge waves in New York, but here in Minneapolis and across the country. I think it's important for the Democratic Party going forward to make a decision on what kind of party it wants to be, not only in our local mayor elections that we're seeing, but in the midterms and beyond.
I mean, he's in favor of all Mamdani's greatest hits and, quintessential socialism there. He thinks this is the path forward. And apparently a lot of Democrats believe he might be right, Mark.
Yeah, as a Republican, I want a Mamdani in all 50 states. I want them everywhere. I want this to proliferate. Everywhere you go, we need a Mamdani or a Mamdani clone. Look, these are two guys who are running as socialists in mayoral elections in the two of the bluest cities in the country. The idea that this represents a path out of the wilderness for Democrats, that this is going to help them win back Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and Nevada and Georgia and all the swing states is insane. The Democratic Party needs to go back to its 1990s roots as the party of Bill Clinton. They need less wokeness and more triangulation, and they are not doing that. And I understand that this is where the energy is. They feel like they're frustrated. They want energy. They want that, but this is the wrong place to find it. This is going to create a permanent Republican majority if they follow these guys into that rabbit hole.
Mark Thiessen, great to have you on as always. Thank you, sir.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kayleigh McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.